I'm Ty Hauser. Let's queer up entertainment. Remembering Dolly Parton, country icon's legacy of radical LGBTQ plus love and advocacy. Country music global icon, actor, and philanthropist Dolly Parton passed away at the age of 80, leaving behind an unparalleled artistic legacy and a profound history of advocacy for marginalized communities. Born in rural East Tennessee, Parton rose to global stardom with timeless hits such as Jolene, 9 to 5, and I Will Always Love You. Yet, alongside her musical achievements, Parton earned a unique place in cultural history for her fierce, unconditional embrace of the LGBTQ+ community, a stance she championed decades before mainstream country music embraced inclusion. From defending drag queens who impersonated her to quietly welcoming annual Gay Days gatherings at her Dollywood theme park, starting in the early 90s, Parton resisted conservative pushback and insisted that love and acceptance were fundamental to her Christian faith. In 2005, she earned an Academy Award nomination for Travelin Thru, a song she wrote specifically for the film Transamerica. Throughout her life, Parton rejected political division, choosing instead to offer direct, radical empathy. When asked by Billboard in 2014 about her broad LGBTQ+ fan base and pushback from conservative critics, Parton offered a clear moral stance, quote, "They know that I completely accept them just as they are. I think everybody should be allowed to be who they are and to love who they love. I don't think we should be judging each other. God is the judge. I just think we should be accepting and loving, and I am." From supporting early HIV/AIDS fundraisers to fostering spaces where queer youth felt seen, Parton built bridges across political and cultural divides. As fans worldwide honor her memory, civil rights advocates emphasize that her greatest legacy extends beyond her music. She modeled a courageous, unyielding standard of human kindness. And that is what she wanted to be remembered for. Her version of Christianity was one that I absolutely can be on board with. Leave everyone alone and just love each other. Mm-hmm. I mean, essentially, that's what she was saying. And some of the best music, my mom always finds me singing these songs. Like, how do you know this song? Where is it from? I'm like, this is some random Dolly Parton album from the mid '80s that no one's ever heard of. But one of my favorites, and I can sort of thinking of her singing it to herself now, it's called "Rockin' Chairs," and it's about two people growing old on the porch rocking chairs, and it's just such a sweet song.
I tribute to her husband who died a year or 2 years ago from being ill for quite some time. And they said in some things I saw today on TV and read that she ignored her own health while she took care of her husband for so long, and that her stint in Las Vegas was cut short because it was time to focus on herself. So clearly there was some things going on, and sadly it came to an unexpected, 80 is no longer that old, especially, someone like her who has all the resources at their fingertips. So she will definitely be missed, and I thank her for her years of making us all smile and all the different movies. I loved her in 9 to 5. That was awesome. And
yeah, absolutely. It's funny because, we're used to seeing celebrities as like always looking the same, and we forget that they do age, and no one did not age like Dolly Parton. Like, she always looked the same, and that was part of what she celebrated about.
Made her iconic.
Yeah, and iconic. And so we forget that, she was 80, and yes, 80 is no longer that old, but 80 is still a long, healthy life.
Yeah. I think what's really special about her is her way to advocate for LGBTQ plus people, but not be political. And I honestly think that we need more, especially in celebrities, because the messaging, and it's the same what happens with religion, is it gets so blurred with politics. And she believed in what Christianity actually teaches, which is, of course, is to love thy neighbor. And she brought that to our community and to acceptance. And she didn't she wasn't campaigning for anyone. She never really ever expressed her own political leanings or whatever they were, but she expressed what was in her heart. And I think if we had more people doing that and taking less of a political angle, that we probably would advance equality in a different way.
And I think she goes far beyond just LGBTQ plus issues. For the people in rural East Tennessee, she stimulated the economy there with Dollywood. She made sure that books were sent to children every day, not every day, but every month. I believe that they received a certain amount of books from the time of birth till, when they were in school, because she wanted to raise the literacy rate for the children that were living in Sevierville, where she was from, because she understood that education is fundamental, reading is fundamental, making sure that the next generation does a little bit better or a lot better than the previous one did. And she's truly a woman, a girl of her community. And she pulled herself up by her bootstraps, and I think her famous line was, "It takes a lot of money to look this cheap." And I don't think she looked very cheap, but she was definitely a beautiful woman, and she had a beautiful soul, and the world truly lost an iconic human being. And she was famous for all the right reasons. She had so much talent, and she had so much heart, and she had so much spirit, and I don't know where the next person like her is going to come from.
She the video that I think it was her nephew posted to announce that she had passed. At the end, he said something like she wanted to be on a soft bed of cotton because she'd been wearing rhinestones for so long. She wanted to be comfortable. And I think that is classic Dolly, to let that be her last will and testament. And then just to kind of wrap it up, I'm sure you all have had the same thing, but two of my friends posted, and I'm sure many people have said similar things, but one of them this one just hits different.
Yeah.
And the other one was I usually don't cry about celebrities dying, but this really affected. And so to all of us out there, I know we could sit around here and talk about Dolly for the next 2 hours if we wanted to. I don't know that you want us to, but certainly a loss.
Wore a wig and maybe enhanced ourselves, they might stay.
Well, I know it is a loss for our community. It's a loss for the artistic world in general, and we love you, Dolly.
We do.
There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.